right. Welcome, everyone, to the MMOs.com podcast. I think we're on episode 158, but I did not change the overlay, so we must do that as we go.
Ooh.
Nobody in chat, by the way, noticed, okay? It says episode 152, which was the last time I was here in Vancouver, I guess, because I'm streaming from the beautiful Cascadian Emerald that is Vancouver, British.
Cascadian Emerald. Are you sponsored by the Vancouver Travel Association? How much are they paying you, Altay?
They ain't paying me jack shit.
All right. Well, another podcast. We're episode number 158 right now. And while you scurry to fix it over, why don't you just talk a little about the weekly raid, and we'll send you the goods.
Sounds good. Okay. So I'll introduce the weekly raid, and then we can switch it up here. So this week, I was amazed by a story that came out of Ubisoft. They have decided to implement a really, really harsh anti-toxicity move here. Rather than just filtering out bad words like, the FAG or whatever, and the N-word, right? Instead of just filtering these out, they left them unfiltered. But if you speak, if you chat, if you type one of these words in, you will get an instant ban, automated. So there's no human that has to look at it. Just as soon as you use that word, you're gone. First strike is 27 minutes, then 2 hours, then 2 hours again, and then it's perma until somebody manually reviews it.
Yikes.
And the funny thing about this is how intentionally harsh it is. Because like I said, they could just do what everyone's been doing for 30 years, right? And just put stars up. Like make it a filtered word list where you can't turn it off, right? If they don't want their viewers or players seeing these bad words, they could just literally filter them and just make them show up with stars with no way to, turn it off. Why didn't they just do that? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's really weird because, as silly as that mechanic is, where people always say like, oh, they'll just get around it by putting more like weird letters into it, right? But that's not always the case. I feel like a lot of like MMOs especially have done a really good job of filtering like advertising, right? Like a lot of like RuneScape, for example, if you try advertising any .org.com, like any website, right? It recognizes when you're trying to like put a website name into text, right? It makes it basically illegible, and no amount of fiddling with it is going to make it work. Like you could put like open parentheses, close parentheses, like spell out DOT. It's always going to be caught, right? With enough filters, I feel like any variation of a curse word could still pretty easily be filtered if that's what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah, but
so it does seem harsh.
Yeah, and obviously there's some good stories of how this blew up in their face. So here's one story I'll read out loud. And this was on Reddit. I was just playing a ranked match when someone's... Oh, we got a sub. Thank you so much. Canaris.
Thank you, Canaris. Mucho love.
9 months. Nice.
9 months. 9 months pregnant, Canaris. Much love.
Still
here, babe.
Here's a story from Reddit. I was just playing a ranked match when someone said in chat, quote, "What's the British term for a cigarette?" I fell for it, and I typed, "They call it a fag." I got hit with a 26-minute ban as well. How funny is that, though? And I just waited for my ban to end, tried queuing again, and got immediately hit with the message, "Fair fight. You've been permanently suspended from multiplayer."
Yikes. It's actually pretty funny how people are going to be baited into it. Like,
yeah.
And it's weird because it's not like, obviously we all know, fag is a curse word, right? But there was another word like packy or something, right? Do you remember that?
It's another story. I'll read that one too. Okay, so there's another guy. I was talking to a teammate in chat earlier, and he asked me, "What is your nationality?" I told him, "I'm packy." Within 2 seconds, I got banned for 26 minutes. This is just great. The ban system itself is racist, not the players. This game will be dead in no time. So this guy answers the question himself. He tells people what he is, and then he just gets banned.
It's really weird because obviously this fight for toxicity, like anti-toxicity, it's I think built on a decent premise where you want to create a better environment, but it just seems so extreme the lengths they're going to stop the toxicity to a point where itself it's fostering more toxicity. These games give you the tools you need to filter this out. It's called just blocking people or just banning people, or do what you want with there's mute system built into these games, and it's remarkable that a game that's literally built on, it's a mature game, it's an M-rated game that's built on people basically shooting each other with assault rifles, right? And saying a mean thing is getting kicked out of the game, getting you banned from the game. But the whole premise of the game is violence, and it's rated M for adults.
That's a good point. And I think this is an issue that I'm the minority on, right? But if your game is about guns and killing and murder, right? It's rated M. Like, you have to assume your teammate, your players are not people who are going to be so offended by a curse word. Like, it seems like so juvenile. I don't understand.
I mean, if you look at a game like Roblox, for example, I can understand if Roblox wants to ban you for using any racial slur, using literally any curse word. Roblox is a game for kids, right? The game is clearly marketed towards kids. And if you put a block feature in these games, you can't just tell like a 12-year-old, Raffle, just use block. You know, like if a 12-year-old is getting berated on Roblox and he doesn't know where the block feature is, it's obviously detrimental to the game and the experience, right? But if you're playing an online multiplayer game that's rated M, like this is not your place to the nanny people, you know? It's actually almost insulting to the player as well, where Ubisoft feels like people are too dumb and too soft to be able to handle this. Like it does feel insulting to a degree.
Yeah, and I love what Chaos just said. Characters literally have voice lines that will get you banned if you type the lines out.
No way.
That's hilarious.
It's really cringe that this is the extreme they've took. I mean, again, they're coming from a place where they want to make the game more like they want to get people to stop cursing, but just literally banning for cursing outright when there's tools to stop it just seems absolutely ridiculous. And say what you will, like I enjoy Toxicity to a degree. I really do enjoy it, and I think I actually participate in Toxicity to quite a moderate level where it's never really game throwing or really bad. Like just some playful, not I guess some shit talking, right? Some tasteful shit talking, right? Some classy shit talking. I think really enhances the experience. You know, if you're just sitting there playing the game just as its intent, just playing the game with the zero chat is, I guess, what they're kind of pushing towards. It's nonsense. It's not as fun. And obviously, these filters aren't going to work for voice chat either. So far, no one's been able to crack voice chat moderation.
Yes.
So in these games where you get banned for typing these words out, people are just gonna, instead of typing it, they're just going to yell at you. They're going to say it in the voice chat, which is arguably more offensive. If you're reading a racial slur versus some guy yelling it at you with a voice chat, which is more offensive? One, you can just obviously getting yelled at in voice chat is worse. But this is where it's pushing people towards this because people aren't dumb. They're going to realize they're going to get around the filters. They're not going to type it in. They're going to just say in voice chat. That's like the perfect option to be toxic now.
Well, that leads to my actual question now. So it's clear what the policy they have in place now. It's clear what they want, right? And even Twitch has a policy where if you are a streamer, what you do off the platform, right, on social media, YouTube, whatever, can get you banned from Twitch as well.
Yeah.
So let's say in a couple of years, 5, 10, whatever it is, the voice filtering gets advanced enough where they can catch you if you say a word like FAG on voice chat to your enemy or your teammate.
Yeah.
And then, would you get banned for that? What if I'm talking on Discord with my friends and I say just with 2 or 3 friends, I say a word like FAG, and then Discord shares that with Twitch and I get banned from Twitch. And they can even play back that moment I said it as like proof of why they banned me. Like that's the world we're going to go towards.
It's really frightening because it's that this toxicity thing has kind of been in the works for a while, but it really encompasses like a lot more too, because it's not just in games now. It's on Twitch. It's even like in a game like Final Fantasy 14, using tools like parsing tools that tell you your DPS meters, like even pointing out to somebody that, hey, like your DPS is bad, like work on your DPS. Like even that has reached a point where that's considered toxic, right? So even that is bannable. So it's really bizarre how much people are restricting their speech in these games, and you just can't be yourself to a degree anymore. In a frustrating, everybody has frustrating Overwatch games. Everyone has frustrated League games, and just saying like, you idiot, you should have done this. Like that's not like the end of the world. Like why aren't we allowed to say this? Like it's not really hurting anyone. If you don't like it, you just block people. It's the internet. This is not a workplace. We have the tools to stop it. It's really frightening where I view this as the entire gaming is going. Because we've seen in MMORPGs as well, the things you can and cannot do. And just even it's absurd that even damage meters aren't allowed. Just even mentioning them can get you banned. But it becomes a safe space. Look,
I see a parallel. I see like a convergence here that I think maybe you didn't see in the past, but maybe you will see it now. Let's find out. So this Ubisoft policy is probably the most extreme one we've seen so far, right? Of the anti-toxicity stuff. But over the past few years, it seems like every month that we have a story that's inching us closer to this, right? Whether it's you can't scam in MMORPGs, you can't you can't be abusive.
A lot of MMORPGs don't even let you scam anymore, which is again it's fine. It's up to the.
But here's the thing: if you're not against this stuff, it's almost like an NRA policy. They just see everyone trying to take their guns away, right? So they don't compromise on anything, and I think we should not compromise on any of this. If you're okay with people getting banned for saying nibba or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to stop there. Something else will come next. And,
I'm seeing it, but where we still disagree is the gameplay. We're like, they can design a game that very clearly has rules, like Overwatch or like soccer has very clear rules. When you break those rules, like the game breaks, no longer functions. But the beauty of an MMORPG, for example, is it's really just a world. You know, you don't have to create rules beyond what you implement into the game. So scamming, for example, is bannable is not allowed in most MMORPGs, which I find kind of odd because, you know, tricking someone into giving you items, you know, works within the rules of the game, the framework of the game. You know, whereas in League, there's, you know, if you get banned for throwing a game, that's different because the rules of League were never designed around throwing games. Like, it was not balanced around that.
No, it was. What are you talking about? If I can move into your tower, it means the game was designed for me to be able to move into your tower.
Yeah, so like in soccer, if I just get the ball and I just throw it in your face and knock you out.
No, if you throw the ball at me, now you're breaking the rules. Throwing the ball at me in soccer would be equivalent to hacking in League, where you teleport around.
Why, if I kick,
right?
I can walk up to you and kick the ball to your face or something. Let's say that's within the rules of the game.
Yeah, and the rules say you get a red card, a green card, or whatever.
Yeah, well, the terms of service say if you int, bans you too. So
I don't like it.
It's I don't like. I don't mind all these resources. It's so weird because they could be using these resources to, I guess, make the game better, do something else with the game, or fix other real issues with the game. Maybe people that are actually game throwing. I don't think they will have many defenders. Like, I think this created a big outrage amongst a lot of people that it's going too far. But I don't think anyone is really, besides Altay, is lining up to defend intentional throwers, right? Or people that are intentionally ruining games. But this is, and even when I'm toxic, I'm never really that bad. And I defend the right for some guy to be an asshole in a video game. If it's a mature game, a mature rated game where you're playing with adults, you know, the game's got tools to stop it. Just let that happen. It's really going to change the face of gaming. I think if you scroll down in that article, Altay, there's a great webcomic there that our buddy Catchup
yeah.
Let me and I think this really encompasses like this thought process about where gaming is heading with this, you know, with all this nonsense happening. Yeah, I appreciate the 25 bits, Puff Daddy.
I gotta show you guys this comic.
This comic actually really encompasses what we're talking about, and it's really absolutely ridiculous. So, Altay, maybe you can read it out loud.
All right, so okay, I love Ubi says I'm assaulting the enemy base. Neolib 2006 says okay, I'm going to defend our flag. Sorry guys, my L key is sticky. Sorry if I offended anyone. Truly, I'm sorry. I have many LGBTQP friends. I didn't mean it, I swear. Please forgive me. I beg you. I realize I've made a nig mistake. Fuck. I meant to say big. It was a typo, I swear. I'm sorry. Just call my boss and get me fired. You don't have to do this, please. And then he gets shot.
Yeah, some robot in the back just comes behind him and just literally shoots him. and this does feel like this is where gaming is actually going. Because at first it was just these minor things, right? But I feel like the only reason we're not getting literally instant banned in any of these games, whether it's League, Overwatch, is because they don't have the tools yet to like properly identify the context of like the slurs and stuff or any insults, right? I'm confident if League of Legends, if Riot, if Overwatch, if they could, you know, identify without any false positives anyone who ever says certain words to be permabanned from their game, they would do that today, and they're clearly inching towards that. And it's just not the same. This is hashtag not my internet. All right.
I think honestly, when I saw this tweet, okay, by the Ubisoft team. So this customer says, "F you guys, I just got a ban for saying nibba in chat." Good. Period. Like this just sent like ice down your veins. This got like the venom in the voice of whoever's running this channel, right? In that one word, like it's not just a matter. Dude, they could have just said something like this: "It is our new policy. Our code of conduct policy states these words are not allowed. Please refrain from using them in the future." They didn't say that. They said, "Good. We don't want you playing our game. Get out of this. It's like you're excommunicated, right? Like we're done with you." And that is to me is really really shocking.
Yeah, it's nuts. It really is like this gaming dystopia, and you know I don't want to be too negative, but it's really sad that we're going so far down this alley, and it's just so weird because like you know I don't consider myself a very toxic person, but I realize that these games create environments where sometimes you know you get a little upset. And I feel like most people, if you watch almost any stream, like a lot of people have moments where they rage, like all the time. It's human nature to get upset and angry sometimes. We've all done it. Literally, all of us have done it, and we realize it's generally harmless because the guy can just block us. And very rarely, like you know, sometimes you get that one like really like angry kid with the throbbing vein who will add you to his friends list to keep berating you after the game. Like that happens rarely, right? But you know, just blowing off some steam, saying this guy you're an idiot, don't queue up again or something, don't play with me again. Or like neck yourself. Like, come on, relax, dude. With this internet, you know, you want to be. It's harmless. You can just block them.
And you know what I've noticed? I'm curious what you guys think about this. I think it's possible and even common for people to kind of, diss each other and be, like swear, and but still play with each other, right? Like if you're making fun of something like, oh, nice shot, retard, or something, haha, you're an idiot. But then you might invite him to queue with you next game, right? Because whatever, you had fun.
All the time, yeah. This is the lingo that we live in.
Yeah.
So, like, we call our friends, faggots sometimes. We call our friends assholes. Like I'll say, are you fucking retarded to my friend all the time. If I can't say that to my friends, like, I'm not friends with them. Like, I insult them all the time in voice chat and in the text sometimes. Like, you fucking retard. Like, if that becomes ground for bans,
it will be.
I think eventually it will be. That'll be a zero tolerance policy because somebody might get offended by those terms. But like, usually I'm saying to my friends, and the context is that we're not even actually insulting each other. Yeah, it's 100% part of the game, and this is the route all of this gaming is going.
And here's a funny part: the people who are toxic, quote toxic, right? They're actually inclusive because they'll play with people, even if whatever, they'll make fun of them, but they'll play with them. But these people, right? These holier than thou people, like this Ubisoft person, good, you're banned. These are the people who won't play with people who aren't like them, right? Like they're the ones being shunning and saying basically doors closed, you can't play, we don't care. Where people on my side, my toxic side, I'm not trying to get anyone banned. If I make fun of you, whatever. Next game you don't play with me, you play with me. I run into you again, whatever. But I think these guys are the ones being exclusive. What is it called? I guess exclusive, right?
Here's also the weird bit of this too. Are there really people clamoring like, oh, I can't play Rainbow Six Siege because there's one guy, he bullied me online, so I uninstalled that game? Is there anybody like that? Are they actually addressing a large market or a large part of their consumer base which feel like they need to do this? I mean, obviously, we all live in our own bubbles, and everyone I've spoken to, generally just doesn't give a shit, right? They're like, people are yelling.
That's a good question. Just going by the chat, the sentiment I'm seeing in chat, everyone seems to be against Ubisoft on this, right? But obviously, there's Canaris said they were doubling down. They're sticking with this policy. So clearly, there must be some people who endorse this, right? Who are in favor of this, and I would love to get their voice.
Exactly. I would love to see some data on the percent of people that really want to that like this policy.
Yeah.
And that people should be banned for it, because there must be somebody out there.
Yeah.
The problem, what would really if we look at all the data and it comes that the vast majority of players actually support insta banning for this stuff, you know what? My opinion might be a little more muted. I might be more reserved in my outrage, right? Because if a lot of people actually want this, but the reality, I don't think a lot of people want this. And until I see it, I would love to look up some data on this sometime if we can find something. It just seems like maybe this is their corporate policy. This is where I guess politics is kind of leaning, where everything's got to be more, inclusive, and they just want maybe to stay ahead of it or something. But I don't think the customers, I don't think this policy accurately represents the will of the customers. And I think a good compromise, for example, would be, why not just add 2 queues? One, you can call it obviously, I'm kind of joking, call it the snowflake queue, where the system exists, and anyone that's banned, all the moderation exists in that one. And one other queue where, the free-for-all queue, where only thing that might be bannable is maybe intentionally throwing, and everything else goes. You want to have 2 queues. You can queue up for both if you want. Whatever game gets faster.
Problem solved. That would be a great parody where someone opens a shooter like Overwatch, they queue, but they go to the snowflake queue, and at the end it's like play of the game, and it shows the whole game. Like it shows everybody just standing around, and then everyone gets the first place gold trophy. Everyone is Diamond League. It's top league.
and again, what you mentioned last week, and how my previous rants about rank placements in games like Overwatch and StarCraft 2. Like in StarCraft 2, you could be a bottom 30% player, literally bottom 30%. And the way StarCraft 2 rank distribution works is you're placed gold. If you're bottom 30%, you're gold, which is insane. So again, this inclusive queue and this mentality of everybody's a winner. That has taken over gaming alongside all the PC stuff. So it's really really unfortunate. And I'd be okay with it if you just put 2 queues. And you can, if you want to faster queue times, queue up for both. You're not alienating anybody then. If you're somebody that's easily offended, go play on the snowflake queue. Obviously, you can call it something else. I'm just memeing when I call it snowflake queue. But problem solved, and let the adults who can handle some mean words on the internet, queue up for the one we prefer. It's a win-win. And you're not fragmenting your player base either, because you can play on both. You're literally just being more inclusive. In fact, you will get faster queue times and more people will be captured in the system as a whole. So it's literally just complete win-win.
Canary says, if people truly don't like this new system, Siege should be bleeding players from here on out. If it does not, then I guess people are fine with it. I think it's a dangerous mentality, or a line of reasoning. It's kind of like the boiling the frog thing. They keep making small changes, which in and of themselves are not that big a deal, we might get to a place that we're not happy. And if they did all that at once, then we would have protested. But if they can kind of get us one by one, it's like a divide and rule basically. So I don't know. I think it's dangerous to think that way.
Yeah, I don't. Again, look, you make a good point, but I don't think you can judge it on that alone, because you can have a really great game, right? Like when as League was rising, right? Like in their massive growth phase, like the game launched in 2009, and it hit like 100 million users monthly active users like 7 years later or 8 years later, right? And it's been a pretty steady, a pretty remarkable climb. And they've clearly made mistakes in that process, right? And no one mistake was enough to sink the ship or stop them from growing, right? Rainbow Six Siege is actually a really good game. So no one mistake is going to be, the death knell for them. The only way we can ever really, it's impossible to measure if this was like bad for the player base or good for the player base without unless we have two different timelines where this exists and where it doesn't exist. Otherwise, these changes don't exist in a vacuum. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege is still a great game. The gameplay, people are still playing it. It's one of the few games on Steam that consistently get more monthly active users every month. There's a very steady growth path since launch, and it's still booming. So that's not a fair way to look at it. I mean, like Altay said, spoiling the frog alive. These slow incremental changes. Again, League's made mistakes. Every game makes mistakes, but these games are too big for one small change to just derail the entire experience.
I think a lot of people have forgotten to have fun in games. Like I remember playing Counter-Strike 1.6 a lot, and sometimes I join a server where they would kick for TKing, right? Or right, but I remember just as a fun, this one guy was like really had a funny voice on voice chat. So what I would every time the game started, I take my pistol, I shoot him once in the leg. I was like, sorry, my mistake, my bad, just one shot. And he would just rage at me on voice chat, like, "Can we kick him, please?" I'm like, "Just one shot, bro. It's no big deal." And then every round, one shot.
Altay an asshole confirmed.
No, but listen, it was fun. Everyone had fun. Like what and there was no rank to keep track of, so it was no big deal. Whatever. Like everyone had a good time.
Everyone had a good time except him. Clearly, he did not have a good time. Man got shot by you every round. Although were you the asshole that also threw like flashbangs every round?
Yeah, just look down and drop the flashbang.
Just get the whole team. Appreciate the biddies, Toxic Snoopy.
Oh man,
Toxic Snoopy. Man's got toxic in his name. Much love, dude. Much love.
I don't know, man. I feel like moments like that you can't do that anymore in shooters. People just have a stick up their butt. Like. When do we get so serious about these guys? Oh man, you take the point, you take their. Oh, I can't believe we lost. Just relax, have fun. Flashbang your team once in a while.
Altay friendly fire, flashbanger confirmed, boys. Again, I don't think Rainbow Six Siege is gonna die from this one change. Okay, it would have to be quite a few other changes. But I think some people will. Especially people that get banned over this. Like it's insulting. Even if you get banned like once for the 27-minute, temporary ban. You're gonna feel like insulting. What the fuck? Like, why am I playing this garbage game that is just literally banning me for doing something that I view as completely innocent? You can disagree with that guy or not, but if he views what he did as like absolutely innocuous and innocent, he's gonna feel ticked off and move on to something else.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'm trying to think like what games have escaped from this kind of like this level of like toxicity. I'm trying to think like Twitch versus YouTube. At least like on the platform front, like Twitch is very much more trying to keep things clean. They're trying to regulate what you can say off platform, and big streamers like Destiny have gotten banned for saying like saying faggot or like I think he made an offhand comment about killing Cubans or something.
An offhand comment about
killing. It happens, all right. But like he's on YouTube now, and I think YouTube streaming is much more lax. And I think the policy that Steam took of basically saying unless it's illegal, we're going to allow it on our platform. Like that's the kind of platform I would prefer. It just seems like it makes a lot more sense. And I'm rooting for unless Twitch. I'm rooting for either Twitch to change their policies and make more sense, or I'm rooting for YouTube to do well. I mean, we might eventually switch to YouTube as well.
Indeed,
it's nuts.
Okay, so prediction time now. So apparently Ubisoft is sticking with this policy. They're doubling down. So the question becomes then: do you think they will be able to stick with this, or will there be more and more lashback? People complaining, customers complaining, etc., etc. Will they cave, or will they keep this policy in place?
I suspect it'll probably, if they're doubling down on it now, it's okay. But obviously, if the outrage gets big enough, they're 100% going to cave. We've basically seen every company cave to every decision if there's enough public outrage. But it comes down to will there be enough public outrage? I'm trying to look at Steam right now. High volume of negative reviews detected on July 15th to July 18th.
Oh boy, that's interesting. I want to see that.
This is if you scroll down on Steam, you can see that I dropped it in Twitch chat, where it says again, this is basically when this policy got implemented was a few days ago, and all of a sudden people are leaving negative reviews on Steam. I'm gonna view
Damn.
only those. It's funny because a lot of people are saying that a lot of those complaints are obviously they start instant banning people who partake in what they deem hate speech and whatnot.
It's still not bad though.
Well, overall the numbers are still good.
Yeah.
We'll see where that data goes. I just wish games just kind of took it easy. I think what you said take it best. People have to stick up their butt way too often. All right. They forget to have fun. It really does encompass quite a bit of everything. Because like even when I play like ranked games with friends, sometimes people get very. I mean, we used to get very emotional about our games as well, and very like upset when you lose and stuff. But like I play to win every game. I don't throw games, and people get very angry when they lose sometimes. Like my teammates, people I know like IRL, people like I don't know, people got sticks up their butts. Play to win.
Look, again, when I was younger, and I used to get emotional too when I lost or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But I still think there was value in those little, trolly meme moments.
Yeah.
No, when I shoot the guy in the leg, someone TKs me, someone ruins my game. It kind of, I don't like it at the moment, but I think it's a good balance to the other side where you take it too seriously and then you become stressed and miserable because of that. So I think you need both.
But it creates more immersion experiences, Like if you play the game exactly as intended, you won't get anything memorable out of it, Some of the most memorable things that happen in like MMORPGs isn't literally just killing the boss, It's not literally just running the dungeon and playing the story. It's your interaction with other players. And that's entirely immersion. Whether you create like we had literal rivals in Ultima Online. Like it was one of the most memorable things I remember. I remember this one guy that we knew like in middle school, or it was high school maybe, or I'm pretty sure it was middle school. He killed us in the game, right? We knew him like IRL. And I remember after he killed us in the game, my brother, we were both playing on the same PC. We had shared a PC. My brother looks at me and goes, "We're gonna beat the shit out of this kid tomorrow," like in school. Like after he killed us in the game, and Altay was fuming. Right? He would have fucking killed this kid because he killed us in the game. And like these kind of rivalries. I mean, obviously we're throwing f bombs. We're calling them faggots. We're going all out on the keyboard. We're warriors on the keyboard. This was, I mean, maybe at the moment it was kind of unhealthy, but we had literal rivalries with these people, and it really made the world feel like something real. It wasn't just Ultima Online for us. Wasn't just going outside town, killing some trolls and ogres, getting some gold, killing skeletons. No, it was you deal with other people. And PvP really fostered that as well and kind of amplified the toxicity to a degree as well. But it created an experience that you can't like design. You can't design these interactions. They only happen because of people.
So with that said, though, do you think future MMORPGs are going to have a hard time replicating that sense of connection? Because now how we can communicate with people, even online, is so different than how we could do it 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like imagine today's WoW. What you can say to somebody that you run into in the game is so different than what you could have said in the past. You can get banned if you're rude to this guy who sucks. Like, even in Final Fantasy with the damage charge, if you say, "Dude, you suck," you're not doing enough damage, pick it up, you can get banned.
and it's not even like it really is weird because like oftentimes like I will make fun of people for doing really bad in the game. Right? I'll always say like in like Discord, my buddies, holy shit, like this archer is doing like 1.5k DPS like at his peak. He should be doing like 5k realistically. He's doing like 1.5. He's actually horrible. Like I would say that on Discord, right? I would never say that in a game. Even if I knew he was bad, I wouldn't say it, right? Like I am afraid to tell this guy what he's got to do to fix this shit because he might think he's doing everything right. If I tell him, "Dude, you're not doing everything right," he's like, "Well, screw you. I've been playing this game for 3 years." Like I can't even mention to this guy like, "Dude, like you should be doing this much damage. You're doing this much damage." Like he doesn't know even. He has ignorance. And I cannot even teach this kid how to properly play the game because you just can't do it. You risk getting banned. If I tell this guy, "You're doing this much damage, you should be doing this much," if he reports me, I get banned for that. So you're really limited to what you can even say to them. I remember like this one of those players. I'd be like, "Oh, our damage is not very good. Maybe we got to do something like we were way off damage." And he's like, "Oh, like let me just get some more materia. Maybe I need 2 more materia and we'll have enough damage." I'm looking at this guy's damage charts. He's at like 2k, 2.2k, and this is on Phantom Train on Savage, and he needs to be at like 5k. He's literally 50% off his damage mark, which can only happen if you just literally have no clue how to play the game. And he thought like it was his materia, which is like a plus 40 stat modifier, which increases DPS by like 30. It's not going to change anything, and you can't help them because you can't even talk about these things, and it hurts them that you can't even tell them what they're doing wrong.
Indeed. I want to play that pyramid video for Fortnite. Do you want to see it?
Well, before that, I want to talk a little more. Well, it's kind of relevant, I guess.
I'm gonna tie it into this whole like TOS, like stick up your butt thing.
All right, let's see it.
All right, so here's our. I think this was like this week or last week. Basically, these players got together in Fortnite Battle Royale, and they all built this giant pyramid together.
Yikes. And look at these guys. They're not playing Fortnite the way it's intended to. Like, this experience can only happen because
exactly. And you know, these games have a rule. Like, if you team up with someone else, like you don't queue with, it's illegal. You know, you can't cooperate with random people, or it's against the TOS. But these guys clearly did, cooperate.
So yeah, stuff like that could happen.
Pistol. It definitely will. That's some reverse psychology.
All right. Well, on the toxicity front, I want to talk a little about RuneScape, okay? Because I was a toxic player this last week, Altay. That's my confession to make for the podcast.
You were toxic?
I was toxic.
All right.
I was toxic because I literally scam people. That's pretty toxic, right?
Scamming? Yes, but that is allowed in RuneScape.
No, it's not.
What?
It's not actually. It's not. It's against the terms of service. I looked it up.
Oh, did you tell me there's a bunch of people running like casinos and shit?
People scam all day in RuneScape, but it's technically against the rules. But it's very unenforced.
Oh, interesting.
So let me tell my story a little bit. I played old school RuneScape for the first time actually, because RuneScape is a game I never got into, only because the game came out around the time my brother and I were playing Ultima Online, and we played that for like 6 years. So we never really got around to playing RuneScape. But I was actually having a conversation with a couple of buddies about, because one of my friends started playing old school RuneScape, and I'm like, I kind of want to scam in this game. I bet I can scam. And my couple of my friends are like, no, you can't. You know, people aren't going to fall for scams in this game. Like, people have been scamming in the days of RuneScape forever. There's no way your scams are going to work, right? And I took that, of course, as a challenge. You know, I find it very interesting that they thought I couldn't get away with scamming, because with my days of Ultima Online, I've done quite a few scams. I've scammed a bit in World of Warcraft. And the scams I pulled off in World of Warcraft were 100% allowed. They used the auction house. There was no, it was a beautiful, genius scam. I'll talk about that later. And the scams within Ultima Online were allowed in the game. So typically when I scam in a game, it's a game where you're allowed to scam. Though in RuneScape, I scammed and it was 100% against the terms of service. So I was definitely toxic. But I didn't scam for a lot of money. I just really did it to prove a point. So in RuneScape, I went to the Grand Exchange, which is the game's kind of like auction house area, right? And there are just dozens of, there are probably like 50 to 100 players just chilling there, trying to like buy and sell items. People are scamming each other too. And I was really blown away, because the moment I got there, what I noticed was there was at least, at any given time, there was at least 5 players in the Grand Exchange that were literally walking around saying doubling money. They just walk around and say doubling money. And what they were trying to do is they would get people to like give them money, and they promise they would double it. They'd just give you twice what you gave them. And it's so bizarre, because like this is such an obvious scam. Why would these guys double your money, right? And it's not one guy doing it. It's not 2. It's 5 guys doing it. And they like do elaborate versions of it. Like, this guy would be like, doubling money. I got 50 million left on me. Hurry up and get your money doubled.
Oh my god!
Before it runs out.
I'm looking at this video you linked, and it says here doubling 500K minimum. So he doesn't want to double you unless if it's less than that.
Yeah, this was a random video I found on this guy walking around the Grand Exchange. But this is a very common scam in RuneScape, doubling money, and people apparently do fall for it. And what's remarkable is actually, sometimes I'll see a player saying looking for money doublers, right? Like, this guy's looking for somebody to scam. Of course, there's a game being played over here. The people that try doubling, going to these guys, they'll give them a small amount of money, hoping they double it, right? And then they're obviously only doubling it because they're hoping they get a bigger amount later, right? Yeah. That's the way it works. And so I'm looking at these very unimaginative scams. This whole doubling money is a nonsense system, right? There's no way this should work, but it rarely works, but people still do it, right? So I decided, how can I scam in RuneScape? What's a better, smarter, more intelligent way I can scam and get people to voluntarily give me their currency? So I tried to run a casino. A scam casino, of course, where if you win, I'm not going to pay you anyway. But unfortunately, RuneScape has no /random feature or /roll feature, right? So there's no way like for a player to generate a random number in game. But that didn't stop me. So I would just say like I would just sit in Grand Exchange and I would say something like, casino open for business, 48% chance double your money, bet 100K to 10 million. I was just spamming that over and over again, right? Almost nobody's playing. I did it for an hour and no one's buying in, right? One guy buys in after a while, and let me try this, right? How does it work? I tell him, okay, you trade me your money, and then I'm gonna run a script that gives me a random number. It's gonna ping random.org and get a random number, and you're gonna win on 51 and higher. He's like, okay. So he gave me 100K, and as soon as I got the money, I literally typed in game with the game's like chat box, roll : 44/100 space lose, right? He's like, and he's like, what the fuck? You just typed it out. I'm like, no, I didn't.
He called you out on it though.
He calls me out. I'm like, no, I didn't. You fully. Sorry, dude. You just lost. Like, the fuck. Whatever. He just walked away. Like,
He just typed lose.
I literally just typed that roll 44/100 lose, and he fell for it. And then I'm wondering, okay, this worked, but it took a long time for this to work, right? So I'm wondering, how can I enhance my scam? Like, how can I make this? Because it took an hour for this, right? And it was actually an hour and a half, 2 hours. I got one sucker this entire time. Something we can do better. We gotta put some more context into this. How can I make myself seem more trustworthy and more legit? And the whole time, there's other retards running around doing the doubling money scam too. So I gotta compete with these guys for the suckers. So I learned this is actually a very good case study of what it takes to manipulate people. So I decided that I would type, casino for business, the same spam I did last time. However, I made one big change. After I advertised my casino, I would say I'm always buying bonds for 3 million each and buying a Saruman God Sword for 30 million. So I would advertise I'm buying these really expensive items for like 30 million gold in the game, right? And then I would advertise my casino within seconds apart. So people would walk by, holy shit, this guy's clearly has money. He's buying bonds for 3 million. He's buying this scimitar for 30 million. And I'm buying these items that are these items are actually worth a lot more than I'm paying for them. And if the guy showed me the scimitar, I couldn't buy it anyway, even though it's worth like 45 million. I don't have that much money in the game. So by connecting the fact that I was buying these expensive items along with the casino spam, you will not believe the results it had. You would think it's such a subtle difference, right? Going from my casino advertisement to casino advertisement followed by buying bonds 3 million, buying God Sword 30 million. Right? That was it. That's the only change I made. I had 4 trade windows instantly. I switched channels. People are lining up to play now. What took literally an hour and a half to get one sucker? One sucker. I was able to get like 6, 7, 8 people within minutes. It got so much quicker that, and it really shows you the psychology of what it takes to like get people to fall for these scams. My competition wasn't very good either because my competition was these guys literally walking around doubling your money, It actually really, because it never quite hit me just how low tier effort most of these scams were. That every time I log into RuneScape and I hear people say doubling money, I still chuckle. It kills me because how could people be falling for this? It's like the oldest scam in the book. It's like at least my scam had like some kind of aura of legitimacy. Like there's a chance for you to lose,
Oh my god. I can't get over this either. The double, it's like amoeba level scam. Like if you fall for that scam, you have the intelligence of an amoeba. Like how can you fall? Here's the thing. At least the other side the other side literally cannot gain from this, right?
Yeah, there's no way from. Of course not.
At least in a casino, so doing it? Right? You could be like, well, you can get lucky and win. But with
I had a house edge, I advertised that.
But what is this guy who's walking around saying doubling? What does he get out of it? If he's being honest, nothing. Clearly, there's something to gain.
He's obviously just scamming. It was 100% a scam. It made no sense. Galaxy 1047. How much did you make though? I made about $1 million, a little over $1 million. But I felt kind of bad too because in RuneScape you're not allowed to scam, but it really is completely like unenforced. There are literally people scamming all day in the game, and I think as I perfected my scam, at one point I think I had Chaos Shield, my buddy in chat right now, fake betting with me as well, and he kept saying, "Oh yeah, shit, yeah, I won," like that made other people play as well. And at that moment, the customers are actually lining up. I had a lot of people willing to play and lose their money. But I did feel a little bit bad only because it is against their rules, and I typically follow the rules of the games I do play. But it was an experiment that I had quite a bit of fun with because I find it really good training exercise to see what it takes to convince people to give me their money, to part with their money, to pull the wool over their eyes,
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't think the RuneScape scams were such low effort.
Yeah, it's some of them are really. Every time I saw somebody saying doubling money, it made me laugh. People would be like, some people like doubling money, 100K like 100K minimum. People would be like looking for money doublers. Like this guy's walking around saying looking for money doublers. It makes no sense. Like people it's truly a bizarre world. And if you never played RuneScape, it's really odd. It's really. But again, people don't get banned for this. It's against the rules, but people literally sitting there scamming all day. And I would say people get scammed too by the money doublers. I mean, the money doubling scam must work. Otherwise, 6 people would not be doing it. And people do fall for it. Otherwise, it would not be the scam is as old as RuneScape itself. So it clearly works.
Oh my god.
But it's weird. Nobody else bothered to do an elaborate scam. Everyone else is doing low effort nonsense. But I was pretty proud of my scam that I was able to. That minor adjustment made a world of difference. And my friend gave me some clothing as well in the game, so I don't look like. By the way, the whole time, if you right click on me, it says I'm level 3. You get level 3 when you do the tutorial, right? So I was literally at level 3. There's no reason to trust somebody with like a 200K bet when they're level 3. It's so obvious. And I'm on the free to play channel. I'm not even on the paid server. It's like literally all the red flags are going off at once.
So what do you currently get in RuneScape for paying? Just I think you're capped in your skills, right?
There's items they're member only items as well. You just can't get. If you play RuneScape seriously, you do pretty much have to pay. But basically it's an infinite free trial. The same I guess World of Warcraft does. I think up to level 30 or something. And Final Fantasy 14 has a certain level. So
gotcha.
But people fool their money or soon part. I think the biggest takeaway for anyone that might fall for a scam, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. All right.
Always wise words.
Indeed.
All right.
Also, 2.5 million in game is equal to like 14 days of membership as well. Because if you buy bonds in game for like 3 mil, 3.5 mil, it's worth in-game membership. So you can pay for membership in game, the same way you can with I guess WoW tokens. So if you literally 2 nights of scamming like Omer was, and you get membership 2 weeks. I think the thing is, I feel a lot of my scamming was wasted when I didn't pair it up with the advertiser buying the God Sword. Once I started doing that, it really lit up. Everyone started like lining up for it, and the whole time nobody else was playing until I started mixing it up a little bit with my ad. But it was a really entertaining experience. I know, for example, if I did it with you, Altay, you were my accomplice, I think we can make a lot of money, lot of money in game. The interesting system of RuneScape too is even though scamming is not allowed, if you ever get scammed, under no conditions will Jagex ever give your money back. They actually have a policy in place that if you get scammed, tough noogies, nothing's your money's gone. They might ban the scammer, but you'll never get your money back.
Indeed. All right, I got a wholesome story for once. All right,
let's hear it.
Okay, so Epic announces Unreal Engine Marketplace 88%, 12% revenue share. So prior to this, if you made assets for Unreal Engine and people bought those assets, you would keep 70% and they would get 30, right? That seems to be the average for all these marketplaces, like whether it's Steam or whatnot, or Google Play Store. But Epic is being a little more generous here, so they only keep 12%. And the interesting thing is they're going to retroactively, going back to 2014, pay out back to their creators the difference. So even if you sold something 2 years ago, you're going to get a little bit more money back from Unreal now. So that is a really
heartwarming story,
benevolent story.
Yeah. They're basically giving a little bonus to everyone who's ever sold games or assets on the Unreal Engine. So it's just a way to give back to them. And I guess they made a lot of money with Fortnite that they can afford to do this now.
Yeah, they actually have been super generous, Epic. When they shut down Paragon, they gave everyone a refund from since the game was playable. So if you spent any money on Paragon from day one to when they shut it down, you got a full refund, 100%.
That's impressive. I mean, again, the fact that it was retroactive is what made that absolutely nuts, right? I mean, obviously going forward, they could have done that, but they literally went back and just gave it to everyone for like years and years. So it's good for Unreal Engine. Fortnite done good, boys. Fortnite done good.
Yeah, and they're really sharing the spoils. A lot of companies are much more tight-fisted than that.
They got a lot of goodwill out of it. I imagine. I guess it probably only cost a couple million or whatever. They ran the numbers. They got a lot of goodwill out of it. So I'm not saying it's not like they did goodwill for goodwill's sake. They ran the numbers. They calculated that the goodwill was hella worth it, and they did it.
No, I think I was.
Maybe I'm just being a little.
No, I think they just. I think the windfall.
Jaded.
Yeah, I think the Fortnite windfall is just such an enormous scale that, like, refunding everything and giving this money back is like a blip. It's like 2 days of profit from Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true, because Fortnite's been making about $300 million a month for the last few months. So they're absolutely killing it. I guess they don't know what to do with all that money.
Yeah.
They're literally throwing money at esports now too. So the faucet is going 100% power. So it was worth it for them.
Yeah.
Speaking of the faucet going 100% power, I want to talk a little bit about something a bit crazy. Talking about maybe the future of gaming because of the size of markets. So there's an article came out just recently about how much money Fake Grand Order has made in their lifetime, as with RuneScape. So this article is pretty nuts. So Fake Grand Order is a mobile gacha game we've talked about a few times before. It's made about $2 billion in lifetime sales, and the game came out in August of 2015. So about 3 years, it's made $2 billion, a little over $2 billion. And Fake Grand Order is not like the world's highest grossing mobile game either. There are mobile games that make over $1 billion a year. So this is like not even like the top of the peak. And then we also came out with, to put them in a bit of context as well, RuneScape just this week came out and said they've made about $800 million in lifetime sales. This is straight from Jagex themselves. So in the course of 17 years, a beautiful MMORPG like RuneScape has been running for 17 years, and it's a really solid game. Has only made $800 million in total revenue. versus Fake Grand Order, this mobile gacha game, in the course of like 3 years, has made over 2 billion.
I think that's shocking, and I think it's good. You know, you said before you don't think there'll be any big budget PC MMORPGs, and this might be the reason why, guys. RuneScape is one of the success stories in the genre, right?
Yeah.
And it makes less money in its lifetime of 17 years than Fake Grand Order makes in 1 year. Just think about that.
Look what Canary said as well. We talked about this with him earlier. Metal Gear Solid, for example, sold about 49 million copies or so. I think about 50 million total copies worldwide since 1987, right? Since the franchise came out. And if you multiply that number by like $40, that's assuming not everyone's paying full price, and obviously the retail margin is probably like $5-10 per disc as well. So if you assume $40 net sales to for the game franchise since release, obviously the game's going on sale later too, right? That's only $2 billion. $2 billion for all of Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear as a franchise for 30 years. Literally one of the most iconic gaming franchises any of us know. Is that nuts?
It is nuts. It is nuts.
It's mind-blowing.
I mean, think about it. Fortnite makes more in 1 month than probably every other Epic game combined made in its lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely nuts. Again, $2 billion is 40. It's 50 million times $40 per unit. That's the gross sales, lifetime sales of an iconic gaming franchise over the course of 31 years. And guess what, guys? Fake Grand Order made that in like 2-3 years. Forget Fake Grand Order. Fortnite has made that money in literally like 6 months. It's nuts. But Fortnite is at least still a PC game, you know. But there are mobile games that make over $1 billion a year, and we're talking 30 years of lifetime sales of one of the most iconic franchises ever. It's absolutely crazy that, you know, that's why we're not gonna get any other big budget PC titles. It just seems like there's no reason to, you know.
Yeah, and as ZNXile was mentioning, the size of the market, everyone has phones. That's true, but that's another reason why I think a lot of these game companies will shift their focus to catering to those billions of customers, right? Like, I think it's going to drive a lot of developers away from the PC industry.
But again, I don't think that that's a fair example either, because look at the chart I just linked. I linked it on Slack as well as Twitch chat, right? This is the size of the 2018 global games market, right? And people always say the mobile market is just so much bigger, it's unfair to compare those. That's actually not true, though, because even 2018, obviously the Metal Gear franchise started when mobile gaming was literally zero, right? And it benefited by selling stuff when there was no mobile games, right? Even today, the split is about 50-50 between mobile and PC plus console combined. You know, and Metal Gear Solid, for example, would firmly be in the PC and console category. So up until just this year, basically, it was split in favor of PC and console. And yet, you've had Fake Grand Order making, you know, this much money in like over $2 billion in the last 3 years. So it's not even that the size of the market is just bigger. Right now, the size of the market is still split, you know, 50-50 basically. It's just that it seems like the winners in the mobile game market are just bigger winners. Like the games like Fake Grand Order, the Clash of Clans, they capture a bigger percent of the entire pie than a game like, even though iconic as a game like Metal Gear is, the franchise is, it doesn't sell. You know, there are so many other games that sell really well too. But in mobile, that's not the case. A handful of games basically make all the money. The top like 100, I would say the top 100 mobile games probably capture like 90% of all the revenue in gaming, in mobile gaming. But that's not the case for console. There's no way that's the case in console. Or in the top 15 games, you know?
Yeah, I think the money is much more equally distributed in consoles.
Yes.
Yeah. Another 2-year mobile game had revenue numbers come out. Pokemon Go has made 1.8 billion in 2 years. So again, more than double RuneScape's 17-year haul. RuneScape is getting a mobile version. I know the beta is out for Android.
Yeah, it already happened. Yeah, it's out.
Yeah.
Playable. And hopefully that does well. If mobile RuneScape does well, it's OSRS is playable right now on mobile. If that does well, I think we'll get a lot better on mobile games. I mean, I'm not particularly jaded about MMORPG. I think we might eventually get a really good mobile MMORPG. It's right now we just really haven't. And then to go back slightly to a previous discussion we had Altay about like people spending money on mobile games. Pokemon Go, interesting data came out of Pokemon Go. Do you know how much Pokemon Go makes average per user? Out of curiosity.
Average per user.
Average revenue per user. Yes.
$30.
$1.
One. Oh well. Oh.
Well, that's average per user. I'm not average revenue per paying user.
Okay, I see. Okay, fine. $1. All right.
Yeah. So people often make the argument that like free-to-play games just inherently make more money because of whales, but
yeah,
that's not entirely true though.
It is. Your number just Scope that out. If the average person is only paying $1, that means a few whales are paying a lot. The lion's share.
Yeah, but the average revenue per paying user for literally any console game is like $50 for it. Like if you buy a new console game, there's $60 gone, right?
Yeah, $60. Okay.
Ready? Not a single free to play game has average revenue per user of $60
yet. Yeah.
Ever.
We will get there. We're gonna get there.
Won't.
Wait, really? You don't think so?
No, because in literally any game, there will be people that spend tens of thousands always, right, in the free to play games. But there will be literally millions and millions of users that will never spend a penny.
Well, average spending user, average revenue per
paying user. That's different.
Yeah, that will be 60. I'm saying.
Oh, sure, that's doable.
Okay.
That's easy. Oh, remember, if you look at that number's already there for a lot of games.
For mobile games.
But the per user buy to play game will always be more profitable.
No, I'm saying the average revenue per paying user for a free to play mobile game will be over $60 for many mobile games. That's what I'm saying. Do you agree?
Possible, yeah, sure, but I'm comparing average revenue per user, not per paying user.
But it's not fair because like people have been saying, there's 3 billion smartphones out there, and if your game costs $0, a huge swell are going to try it for free, and then.
But if we're going to try it, of monthly active users, that people are regularly playing your game, a lot of those guys are just not going to spend money,
Yeah, no, if you look at active, I think it'll go up significantly.
I don't think so. Again, there are numbers for like top grossing mobile games per paying user. The most we looked at chart before. I'm trying to find it again. The biggest number was Mobile Strike. It was a crazy high number. Can't find it right now though. But it's sometimes people just make the argument sometimes that like you just make so much more money on a free to play game, and overall you will make more money because the fact that a game is free to play, it really helps a lot because even if you don't spend, even if you're a whale or you spend a little bit, the fact that all these other people are playing kind of create a network effect for the game as well.
I just googled this story. I find it interesting.
What do you got, Altay?
Okay, so almost half of smartphone users spend more than 5 hours a day on their mobile device. So between sleeping and eating, going to work or school, like 5 hours a day on your phone? That's insane.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. You go in public, everyone's on their phones all the time. This is if I played mobile games, I'd be the same way. I'm just kind of fortunate that I'm not like addicted to mobile games.
Oh my goodness. I can't make fun of these people. I'm on the computer 5 hours a day at least.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the difference? But I just feel like it's one of those growing up things. I feel like my computer, right, my digital setup or whatever is
digital addiction
is superior to the phone addiction, right? Because I can do so much more. I got 2 monitors. I can
got bigger monitors. Yeah.
I got like this really nice audio. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just fooling myself though.
Bit of both, probably. Bit of both. For sure.
My phone is my TV.
But I was looking at the what they said. I saw a top 10 list of average revenue per paying user, and of that top 10, only like 8 of the top 10 had more than $60 average revenue per paying user, and that was of the highest grossing. Those are the highest. So like 99.9% of mobile games, the average revenue per paying user clearly isn't that high.
Oh, it's gonna get higher more. Trust me. I think
it's growing higher for sure.
We had a big discussion about this, and I think it will continue. Going back to that chart, that Newzoo chart, right? I actually think this is on their website. They have estimates too, going out like 10 years. I think they're gonna be the percent of the market that's gonna be mobile gaming is gonna be higher than what they think.
Wow,
that's what I think at least. My projections are way different than theirs.
True. It's mobile is absolutely killing it. This is why, guys, I don't think we're another big budget PC MMORPG. Like, why would EA, why would Blizzard or these massive companies spend resources on making another MMORPG on PC when clearly, again, like the best you can do, like if you're EA and you can knock out another if you can knock out another Battlefield franchise, you can knock out another like Metal Gear franchise. These are like iconic. That's your best case scenario. If that's your best case scenario, you're gonna make $2 billion over 30 years. Or if you work on mobile titles, you get a hit like Monster Strike, Fake Grand Order, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. Boom, $1 billion a year, baby. make more money in 2 years than iconic franchise make in 30 years. So it just the resources are going to go towards where they can make the most money, and I think mobile gaming is just where it's at. Unfortunately, I think we'll still get titles from Nexon, smaller MMORPGs and whatnot, but I don't think we're gonna get another big budget Star Wars: Old Republic, Elder Scrolls Online style PC MMORPG. I mean, here's to hoping Star Citizen, changes that by doing amazing. If they launch and they deliver all this cool shit and the game becomes amazing, that might change the tide for a bit.
Indeed. I think the success of these mobile games has kind of shown the world, and more importantly, the investors of these companies, that there is no limit in what the customer is willing to tolerate in terms of, scummy tactics, pay to win, loot box gambling, So the lesson, the shame is, if we do get PC games in the future, I think they will be adopting more and more of these payment methods that we see in mobile. So Canaris has said something along the lines of, well, the phones are getting more and more advanced, and therefore in the future it's going to merge. PC and mobile gaming is going to be more, That's true. They're going to be merged, but I have a sneaking suspicion that once they merge, the guy in control is going to be the mobile gaming face of it. It will consume PC gaming.
I mean, look at a lot of PC games even today. Like the idea of paying for gold in World of Warcraft, right? Like literally paying for an advantage was unheard of, right? Like basically World of Warcraft is like the gold standard of fair MMORPG, no pay to win, right? Mm-hmm. But like in WoW, you can literally just buy WoW tokens and sell them for in-game gold now. You can get infinite gold in game by paying, right?
Yeah.
You can literally, and you can also get buy a level booster like 10 levels off max. Like these concepts were like so unheard of in Western MMORPGs, but they've been so well implemented now in games like EVE and World of Warcraft. And even like free-to-play games do this now too. Like Blade and Soul, you can just pay money and sell in-game currency, the premium currency, for in-game currency. So they're monetizing a lot better as well. Like there's no data on this, but I would love to know the split between how much money World of Warcraft makes from subscriptions and how much money they make from microtransactions.
Yeah, everything else, like server transfer, all that crap.
Everything else. If you can add, I'm curious like how close those numbers are, because I think the average revenue per user is a lot higher than $15 a month monthly subscription.
You know what's a big con? The server transfer bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's a scam.
That's a total scam. It's a total scam. It costs them nothing, and two, it's one of the reasons why they leave so many fragmented servers, because that way you got to pay to move. Like WoW has literally, I think, like 400 or 500 servers, just like in the West.
Yeah,
that's insane. Like that makes no sense. It should be merged down to like 20 or something tops.
Yeah,
but they won't do it because they know people are going to pay with 10, 20, whatever it is, to transfer.
I don't think WoW has a lot of good like cross-world stuff either, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think.
I think it does now. Okay. Like we said, we're gonna be playing the expansion next.
We'll know a lot more about WoW then, because the last time I played WoW was Mr. Pandaria, and Altay hasn't played since vanilla. So
I'm pretty sure any instance now, you can play with anyone on any server as long as they're in the same faction. Like, if you're Horde, they gotta be Horde, right? But the server doesn't matter.
Yeah. But the server system is a complete scam. It makes no sense. Honestly, it really hurts me because if I'm on 14, I would love to play with Canaris, right? But his main is playing on a European server, right? He has an ult on my server, but his ult isn't max level yet, so we can't do like any raid content. So I would love to play with him, but we can't unless he pays money to transfer. I pay my neither of us want to do anyway. But I think the player experience would be so like immensely boosted if you can just literally just like a channel window, just change servers or just merge it all down to one server, and then every server can exist as a channel in that server, and just you can switch between them. Like literally nothing is lost. You don't have to call them channels if you want, but that's essentially what they are today. It would just make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
there's no reason for it too.
I
think Black Desert Online has the channel system, right?
Yes, there's one
the
server
BDO
per region.
It's a modern MMORPG that was built, I guess, from the ground up with that in mind. So that's kind of a benefit to the newer MMORPGs at launch. Whack Extra, I feel like big gaming, it's always been a business, but as Altay said earlier, game companies didn't know the level that they could push the boundary until mobile gaming showed them. Again, the idea of WoW having microtransactions was unheard of until all these free-to-play Asian games showed it, right? And the idea of pay-to-win, like it's really brought to the mainstream with mobile games, and we're going to see it more in PC games because people are going to realize people are okay with it. I guess game developers kind of assumed that people would all rage quit if they added to the game, but for the most part, it hasn't happened. As long as it's somewhat in moderation.
Yeah. What's up, Joshies? You are indeed late.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got one follow up update to a story I think we covered last week. Real quick here. So Star Citizen court doc. Okay, so basically, remember that guy with multiple sclerosis that basically wanted a refund from Star Citizen? So in 2012 he backed it for $4,500, and so now it's 2018, and he said, "I want a refund." He said no. He says, "Look, I'm sick. I'm gonna die before this game comes out. I just want my money back." They said no. He took him to court and he lost because there's an arbitration clause in the TOS, which means you basically waive your right to a court case. So he lost, and it's kind of a sad story actually, because in the end he's like, well, you got to just take the good days with the bad days.
Aw, feels bad, man.
Yeah, this guy's
why can't he go to arbitration?
Well,
he might win arbitration.
Yes, I guess he could go to arbitration, but I suspect arbitration just means some corporate body
Sided nonsense. Yeah, sure. Arbitration typically favors the companies. It's much cheaper for them.
Yeah, it's just a sad story though. Poor guy.
But feels bad, man.
I think this is bad press for them. Like,
just give the guy his $4,000.
I mean, it's not just this guy's literally gonna die before he can play your game. That's a pretty good reason to ask for a refund. Because initially when he backed it, the timeline was not this far out.
Yeah, I mean, I just give the guy his $4,000. The fact that they're giving this, the guy's literally gonna die. It's really bad publicity.
It's insane. Yeah, they should give his money back. But apparently they're done with no more refunds. That's a new policy they have now. I think it kicked in a few days ago.
Actually, it's been unofficially been a thing for a long time now. Like for the last, I think, 4 or 5 months, people on Star Citizen refunds, the subreddit, have been saying basically, anytime you ask for a refund, they would say that they're investigating it and they would never reply for like 5 months. And then now I guess they made it official. No more refunds.
Nice.
So, but I mean, I guess things are pretty tight to have no more refunds, because they did have refunds for a long time, which was one of the almost like saving grace for the game, that like you can call it a scam, but if they're offering refunds, how can it be a scam? But now that if no more refunds, it makes things a little more sketchy.
Yeah. I do wonder where it's gonna lead.
Yeah.
Fake news. You can refund.
I'm excited for Altay.
What's up?
MapleStory 2. Closed beta 2 begins tomorrow.
Oh baby.
If you didn't get a key, you can buy a founder's pack. They're for $24.99 to $99.99.
$99.99. What do you get for $100? Let's find out.
I'll tell you. It's on MMOs.com. Let's see. You
it.
get the Explorers package plus Masters package plus Founders Insignia and Orange Mushroom emote. There you go, guys. They're selling emotes. Okay.
What?
Look, that's the key. You got to sell the emotes. People love emotes. All right. And you get the Founders Daily Wonders and Blue Merits times 4,000. $99 is kind of steep. I always find founders packs to be very expensive. I don't know. Like maybe it's just me, but like dropping $100 on a free to play game, it just seems like a lot. I can't do it.
So if we had a key from the first beta, can we get into this, or do we need?
Yes. Anyone who was into the last beta has access to the current round of closed beta testing without needing any other keys.
That's good.
So that's not bad. And if you really want to play, you could pay for it. However, if you stay for the post game, I have a few keys I can give out. We got a few. I think like 3 I can give out. They gave me some extras. So if somebody really wants a key on here, maybe we'll find a way to hook you up. Maybe we'll do a small giveaway in the post game. But I'm excited about MapleStory 2. I'm not too excited for Closed Beta 2 though, because I played Closed Beta 1. I kind of wanted to go to launch so I could start investing in my character. The worst thing is when you literally run the same main story quest, like 3 times. Like, come on, I did it once already in Closed Beta 2. I'm gonna wait. I can do it my second time on launch. I don't want to do it the 3rd time.
Yeah, I agree. Especially a game with a main story quest like this. It's one thing to try a different class like you would in MapleStory 1, and even if you only get to level 20, 30, at least it's different. But with this, I think every class follows the same quest line. So I've already done it 3 times now in Korea, the beta, and so I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, fair.
But I do wonder what the speed will be like, because I know last time it was very quick. We were leveling really quickly.
Yes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it though. There'll be a Battle Royale game mode as well. We'll be streaming this one for Grand Fest Friday probably. There'll be the Battle Royale game mode is for just this weekend actually. So the beta runs until August 1st, but the Battle Royale mode is only available this weekend, so we'll have a chance to play it.
Nice.
Should be spicy.
I think that should be the name of our guild, Nibba. That should be our name. NMS.
Well, we do talk a lot about toxicity, so it makes sense,
Nibba.
Like, I don't know. The absolute opposite of all this toxicity stuff we talked about is Rust. Holy shit, that game is literally nobody gives a fuck. You know, it is. Maybe I got a video I want to show you in the post game. Maybe this is not a. Remember that what was that girl who plays PUBG and she gets executed brutally? Can we show that on stream?
Yeah, we did. We can show that. That was on Twitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on Twitch, but there's a YouTube VOD of them. I'm gonna link that. Maybe
did they remove
that? You know?
Sure.
It's still on there. It's still on YouTube. So let me look here.
Oh, if it's on Twitch, if it's a clip on Twitch, you can definitely play it.
Okay, fine. I'm putting it on. All right. Here you go. This is literally like this is what makes internet a beautiful and magical place. All right, guys.
Wow.
I'll link to you on the thing. I'll link it on here as well in case anyone wants to see it. But we're gonna show it on stream with the audio. All right. This is toxicity at its finest.
Let's see. Copy this. Boom, boom, boom.
Bust out that audio. Let's hear it. Let's hear that toxicity.
Actually in my room right now.
Wait, isn't that a meme?
Cloud! No! Cloud, I found a nigger! Cloud, get in here!
They're not killing you?
صليل الصوارم نشيد الأباد ودرب القتال طريق الحياة فبين قتال يبيد الطغاة وكتيم صوت جميل صدى.
Oh my god. You could tell she was having a good time though. Like you could tell she was enjoying it.
She was clearly enjoying it. She's laughing, and she couldn't hold back the laughter. That like this kind of shit can happen like in a game. Like this, like if Rainbow Six Siege, if Ubisoft has their way, these guys would be like arrested. All right.
Oh, and Ubisoft, forget about it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's just nuts that like, but it's what makes games like PUBG and online gaming in general so different, right? Is the interaction you have with other people. Now, clearly that's gonna be a very memorable experience. Obviously, the guy's doing racial slurs, doing some nonsense. If she doesn't like it, there's a mute button in the game. You can literally disable all the audio chat, and it's all gone. You know, like problem solved.
Yeah, it is odd. I remember I had a big fight over this this Fortnite trolling too. Not for PUBG. People. Okay, so people were harassing people during the landing.
I remember your tweets. Yeah, that's pretty fun. You should share that too. Oh, can we even share it, or are you banned? We can't see
I
it.
banned. Those are deleted. Whatever.
Are you still unbanned? No, you're unbanned now.
I'm unbanned, but those tweets are removed.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
Well, you know way. I'm telling you, there.
Really?
Yes.
What? I'll take out his tweet censored, guys.
I'm mega censored on Twitter. All right. But anyway, I think anything else?
I see something actually. I see. This is worth. Maybe this is worth talking about. Showing on. I found one of your old tweets. I linked it to you. Maybe we can show it. You scroll it to the top from there though. That whole conversation chain. Altay got banned from Twitter for being too toxic. All right. He fights for toxicity rights.
Okay, I don't even know the context here, and there is no way.
Scroll. The full context is there at the top.
Oh.
I linked you to. Just start from the top. Maybe the context there makes sense.
Basically, I think this guy's complaining that people were being mean to her in the voice chat on the island, right?
Yeah, it's about rape or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think basically just this one tweet is enough basically to get my sentiment across. So you voluntarily boot up a game where the sole objective is to parachute onto an island and kill everyone you see on sight. Yet someone saying the word rape is offensive. Rape doesn't leave the victim dead. Guns do. And I said you should at least be consistent here.
Yeah. There you go. Altay's fighting for
any game where you kill people. Okay. There should be no level of text that can get you in trouble. But that's my take on it.
No, I think it makes a lot of sense. If you want to play Roblox, you want to play maybe MapleStory, and you want to say maybe mean things in those games where the games are where children are playing, yeah, you know what? That's a logical sense to ban it. But not for a game like PUBG or a game like even Fortnite. I understand to a degree because a lot of kids play that game. But if your game is rated M for adults, it makes no sense. Hashtag free Altay. Nice.
Raping royal win.
True. Don't say Nibba, of course. If you're not toxic, you're not. Look, if you're not toxic, you're not human. All right. If you've never like just went off on somebody in team chat, you're a robot, my friend. All right. Just don't do it all the time. But every once in a while, some harmless rage isn't hurting anyone. You know. Makes it variety's the spice of life, all right? And once in a while, you gotta get a rager.
Do you think we're gonna see less open mic proximity going forward?
Oh, for sure.
I feel like that was
sure.
with Rust and stuff, right? We kind of got a taste of it, but I think because of the toxicity around it, we never really saw it evolve. I kind of hope that would be the norm in all games, like proximity chat. You know, that you can toggle on and off. I get it.
Yeah.
But like even like an MMORPG, it'd be nice to have that.
One of my most memorable Rust experiences is a toxic moment where literally I built a house, basically wooden walls, and 3 guys came up to my house. It was shortly after reset in Rust's survival game, and they're basically trying to break down my door with axe and hatchets, screaming, "We're gonna fucking kill you! We're gonna murder you! I raped your mom! Oh, I can't wait to break down this door and fuck you up!" And they were just literally cursing at me nonstop for like 30 minutes as they were breaking down my walls in Rust. And as they broke the wall down, I put another wall in front of it, like just to build like right behind it. And I couldn't leave my house. I was using my resources on me to build more barricades to separate me and them, to waste their time. My house had like nothing in it because I was just a recently wiped server. But these guys would not stop using audio to verbally just attack me nonstop. 3 of them are just yelling into their mics, calling me like every word in the book, all right? Every racial slur, every insult. And I was actually just amused. I was like slinging shit back at them, all right? It was fun. You know, I was being sarcastic. It was a very memorable experience. And if I didn't like it, if I was an easily offended person, I could just mute my mic. I could just disable my audio. But you're playing a game where you start naked and you just get swords and guns and kill each other. Like the context of a guy being rude should never be bannable. And hats off to the guys at Rust that, you know, none of that safe space baka business, all right? They have a good everything goes. It's a complete free for all.
You know what's funny? I think for you, Rust is to you what Terraria is to me, and vice versa. Like, I tried Rust a few times, it never clicked, and you tried Terraria a few times. So next time you want to play Rust, I'll come along, and you can show me what I got to do to get it to click. You know, because it does sound like fun the way you describe it, and the fact that anything goes. You know, I love that.
That creates some really interesting. It's great. You just create some really fun stuff.
It seems like what I'm asking for, right? So I do want to try it and have it click for me, but it just hasn't yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, if you have nothing else, we can move on to that post game.
Let's take it to the post game, boys.
All right. Thank you for watching on YouTube, and hope one day soon we may stream on YouTube, so you guys will not be missing the post games anymore. We'll see.
Indeed.
All right, take it easy.
Later for YouTube.